How's it going, everyone? My name's Andy, and here at Kit Guru we bring you reviews of the most recently released current tech. So why don't we change it up a bit and check out some older tech that's not yet at the end of its lifespan to see if it's still relevant in 2020. If you're looking for a higher end gaming keyboard, should you only look at the latest releases, or could you find a gem that you may have otherwise missed? Well, today we're checking out Logitech G's first keyboard to carry the name Pro, the Logitech G Pro TKL. Disclaimer, this is not the X variant. This keyboard released all the way back in March 2017, and it was designed and built alongside top esports athletes at the time and features some impressive specs. I'll be comparing some of these specs against the latest TKL keyboard release by a competitor that I recently reviewed, which is the Asus ROG Strix Scope TKL Deluxe. So the RRP of the Pro is $109.99, so despite its age, it's still towards the higher end of the pricing. Looking around online, we found it for both £10 cheaper, but also £10 more expensive than RRP, so do bear that in mind. First off, some of you may not be familiar with the Logitech G Pro TKL, and as such, I'll review the keyboard as normal whilst making any relevant comparisons to the newer Scope Deluxe. So packaging wise, the Pro comes in a generic cardboard box with a detachable braided USB-A to micro USB cable, which I measured to be approximately 193 centimeters. The strange thing about the micro USB end is actually the funny molded stiff rubber shape that kind of looks a bit like a Lego man that's been caught with his hands in the air. As strange as it looks, it actually does a really good job of securing the cable into the keyboard. The keyboard has a small input for these to fit in precisely, and I actually prefer the USB having more support, as I'm always paranoid that they'll damage easily on their own. The downside here is that it is micro USB, whereas more modern keyboards, especially the Scope Deluxe, actually has a USB-C. Logitech have aimed this keyboard towards traveling players, especially tournament players, that need portability and extra table space to give more room for players that use low DPI on their mice. To make it extra portable and to give more space, they've gone with a TKL design. And for those of you that don't know what it stands for, that is 10 key less. So essentially there's no number pad, and this drastically reduces the size of the board. A lot of FPS players use low DPI settings and large swooping arm movements, and this ensures that they have as much desk space as possible to do it with. I fairly recently switched to this style of play myself, and I can agree and confirm that the TKL design really accommodates this playstyle. The Pro also has a steel backplate for extra stability in travel, and it gives it more rigidity whilst playing. And after some use, I can confirm that there's only very minimal flex on this board. It does feel sturdy, and it doesn't really feel cheap at all in my opinion, but it is still quite a high price tag, and it does hold up to current keyboards of today. Aesthetics wise, Logitech have gone for a super minimalistic, understated design. Essentially, we just have a purely black rectangle with rounded corners. The edging of the board is gloss, and personally I'm not a huge fan of that, as it's just a dust magnet, but I can see why they've chosen to do this as a statement of style. On the right hand side we have the word Pro lightly etched into the gloss panel, and underneath we have an angled striped design with 5 large rubber non-slip pads, a sticker with some information on, and adjustable flip out feet for various angles. On the top, thankfully, we have a matte finish on the keys and the top face. The only standout thing we have here really is Logitech G's logo in the top left, which is RGB. When plugged in, we can see all of the RGB glory, and this is where the Pro stands out as being more of a gaming keyboard than just a workhorse. We have per key RGB, which can be customized, and honestly, they do look great. They're vibrant and bright. Other than that, it's a very simple design, especially compared to, let's say the Asus Strix Scope Deluxe, because that one screams gamer with a super aggressive design compared to this one, which is way more understated. But that's not really a thing to do with age, that's just a preference. Let's take a closer look at the keys themselves, as this is where there are some differences. Layout wise, we have the UK edition of both of these keyboards, which is standard QWERTY, and at first glance you can see that no additional keys to keep the size down, but in the top right we do have two small circular, very clicky buttons, one for lighting and the other one is to toggle through different profiles. We'll touch on these later. The button for lighting only turns the RGB on and off instead of different brightnesses, so that is, you know, a bit different compared to the scope. We have media control keys whilst holding the function key plus F9 all the way to the pause keys. Very simple here with just pause, stop, skip forward, skip back, mute, volume up and down, that kind of stuff. Comparing to the Asus Scope TKL Deluxe, the Scope has some more features and functions, onboard lighting control via arrow keys with the use of the function button, as well as a stealth key that minimizes everything on the screen and mutes everything too. Now these features may come in handy, but they're not essential. One feature I did like about the Scope is the fact that you can disable the Windows key by holding the function key and the Windows key, which is missing from the Pro keyboard. However, you can set this up with the profile button. So, you know, it is kind of, there is a way around it. One big thing for me is the size difference between the control keys. So for FPS gamers, the control key is a vital key to find easily and to use quickly. The Pro has a standard sizing, which is fine, and in my testing didn't hinder my performance at all. But the Scope, which is a modern keyboard, which is specifically designed for FPS gamers, it does have a super large control key at almost double the size. For me, the Scope wins a huge point here. Underneath the keys, we have Logitech's GX Blue mechanical switches. Now this does differ from the 2017 release of the Logitech Pro, because originally the board came with Roma G switches. But in mid-2018, Logitech released their GX switch line, and our review sample came with the upgraded switches. Now the GX Blue switches do look like the Cherry MX variants, but they do slightly differ. The review sample of the Asus Scope Deluxe that we had actually came with Cherry MX Reds, so I can't really make a direct comparison here to the Cherry Blue switches, but spec wise they do still differ. So the GX Blues have an actuation distance of 2mm, which is the same as the Cherry Blues. Total travel distance is the same at 4mm, but the differences here are actually the actuation force, as the GX Blues have 50G, whereas the Cherry Blues have 60G. Not only that, but the GX switches have a lifespan of 70 million clicks as opposed to 50 million. Now the GX Blues actually take the lead here due to the lifespan and actuation force, and in use, the Logitech switches are actually really nice to use, and that's coming from someone that actually prefers Cherry MX Reds. The GX Blues are very responsive when typing and make a nice audible click, but they are very loud. Gaming wise, I'd still choose Cherry Reds over them, but they did still perform well. I just found that Reds to be a little bit quicker, as they don't need to click back up into place. Software wise, we have Logitech G Hub, so make sure to download the latest version and check for updates. Click on the Pro keyboard in the center and you'll be greeted with 3 tabs on the left. The first is Light Sync, where you can customize between presets, various animations, or my favorite, which was freestyle. This lets you essentially like paint onto any key with any color you want, which is great for gamers because you can sort of paint certain keys for specific uses that you may have for them in the game of your choice. So next tab is Assignments, which lets you remap F keys to almost anything, macros, system commands, and more. The last tab is Game Mode, which is brilliant. It lets you manually choose any key on the entire board to disable during gameplay. So that's not just the Windows key. I'm really impressed by this, as this feature could definitely come in handy for serious gamers. You can set profiles on the top of the screen too, and toggle through them via the game button that we mentioned earlier. The software is super easy to use, and I'm impressed by the features available here. In conclusion, despite the fact that it is a few years old, keyboard, I really like Logitech G Pro TKL keyboard. And honestly, I think it's still standing the test of time. Yes, there are a few things that are slightly showing its age, like the lack of USB-C, but it kind of makes up for this with that USB support and the fact it's got a detachable cable, which means it's great for portability. It is still very stylish. It has modern features like the metal plate for stability, per key backlit RGB, and it performs excellently. The GX blue switches have great specs, and they do feel brilliant to type on too. The Asus Scope TKL Deluxe that we have compared this to has an estimated RRP of $150, whereas you may be able to find the Logitech G Pro TKL just under £100, and there's not a huge difference here really. If Logitech dropped the price down to say $79.99, then I would say that's actually a steal. If you can find this on offer, then I wouldn't dismiss the Logitech G Pro TKL just yet. So what do you guys think of this keyboard? Let us know down below. Make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe, ring that notification bell, check out our merchandise down below, and don't forget to check out our website daily for tech news. I've been Andy, this is Kit Guru, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.